In today's video, I'm upgrading the worst car in F1 25 until I can win a championship with Nico Hulkenberg, the absolute legend who recently took his first podium after 239 starts. Let's see if we can add some wins and maybe even a championship to that tally now. We start off this journey inside of driver career mode on F1 25 with, I was going to say a familiar, but a slightly altered new first cutscene in the career. Now on a yacht it is when you negotiate that first contract, but we're going to swiftly move in to race one because without any upgrades, I just wanted to assess the mountain we had to climb in this video. Hulkenberg simulated finished P13, not too bad, but there were two big DNFs, so probably sat around P15 realistically, you know, nearly a minute off P1. So there is clearly a lot of speed and upgrades to find in this Kick Sauber over the course of this video, and we are speeding things up here by having instant upgrading. So every time we buy an upgrade, it's going to instantly come onto the car, and we've given ourselves unlimited R&D because the goal of this video is really just to assess how good you have to make the worst car, the Sauber, how good you have to make it in order for the game to start simulating you winning races and for the drivers to win a championship. Because we know that these individual teams do max out at different levels, and also the driver rating plays into how they do. The simulation itself can be a little bit fickle, but it's always quite interesting to see where that potential, you know, crossover the line happens. That crossover into, oh, we're now winning races even in the worst car at the start of the game. This is the point where it is, and that's the intrigue that I've got in this video, and we'll be kind of finding out together. So with that in mind, we've got the Sauber now up to the 5th best car. We still didn't score any points as a team, let alone with Hulkenberg, so we need more upgrades to come in. It looks like we're quite down on the aero side, so maybe that's just a, you know, overall lacking of downforce, not translating into a simulated better position, even if the chassis and the engine side of things are pretty good. We're also going to be upgrading durability just to try and, you know, push away any simulated DNFs as well, which could definitely be an issue as well for a team like Sauber at the bottom. Now we're up to the 3rd best team on the grid, so we're right up there. We're level pegging with Red Bull, McLaren, and we're still not at a podium. We're not adding to Hulkenberg's podium tally. We're now scoring points, though, as an individual. I was going to say team, but Bortoletto actually misses out on a single point in this upgraded Sauber at the Bahrain Grand Prix. Hulkenberg P6, though, but still 20 seconds off the race win of Leclerc in the Ferrari. And that's in a car that's worse than this Sauber now on paper. So there's always that sense of a little bit of confusion in a way, and, you know, just that air of mystery of, you know, how good is actually your car at certain levels. And clearly the Sauber, even when it's the 3rd best car, is still really not right up there to beat a Ferrari that is now like the 5th or 4th best team. So we continue upgrading, and now at this point, after Bahrain, we are up to the best car on the grid. So we have already turned the worst car in the game as you start into the best car on this grid. And after that, are we going to get a win? No, we're not. Hulkenberg, we've actually stayed in P6, which is laughable. Bortoletto's ticked up in performance. I don't know how that's happened because Bortoletto is a lot lower rated than Hulkenberg, so you'd think the driver ratings would play into the simulation. But at least now we're scoring double points as a Kick Sauber team. Things are looking on the up, but we're still nowhere near even a podium for Nico Hulkenberg in this video and career save. Like, what is going on? How much more do we need to upgrade this car? So now this is turning into how much higher do we need to make the worst car on the grid to even get close to a podium? Because it seems like it needs a lot. It seems like at a core level, this game really just thinks, nope, Sauber are that terrible. They can't be getting anywhere near a podium anytime soon. So we're just bringing on all the upgrades we can. Drag reduction, of course. Most of the downforce upgrades. I've only got 2 downforce upgrades left to do on the front and rear. And now, on the R&D chart, after Miami, we are pretty much a field spread from McLaren down to Haas, higher. And finally, finally, this is the point where we win a race simulated with Nico Hulkenberg. So there you have it. The game thinks we need to be a field spread higher than the next best car in order just to win a race simulated with Nico Hulkenberg. But we've done it. We've done it. We've not only added to the podium of Nico Hulkenberg in real life, we have got a race win for the German. I don't know what race start this would be in this alternate F1 universe, but it's a race win nonetheless for Hulkenberg. Bortoleto rounding off in P4, and Hulkenberg looking pretty damn satisfied, if not a little bit scary, with that very, very odd-looking grin. It seems like they haven't fixed the very scary grins in this Vista. And how fitting that Hulkenberg is in a championship rivalry with Piastri. Because these two had a nice, lovely, funny exchange, of course, when Hulkenberg got that podium, didn't they?
How does it feel after 15 years of F1 to get a podium? And it's made out of Lego that you can just pull apart.
I love Lego. It's good. My daughter can play with it too.
But it looks like, unfortunately, Hulkenberg's daughter won't be having any more Lego to play with because Verstappen has won the next race, and he actually wins the race after, which has absolutely baffled me. We've got a podium at the Austrian Grand Prix with Hulkenberg. We're off the podium in that Canadian Grand Prix, but looks like we need more upgrading because we got one race win, and then it dried up for the next two races, even though our car didn't really get that much worse. But the teams behind us, Red Bull and McLaren mainly, upgraded enough where we were back off the top step, so we had to bring further upgrades. And then, obviously, in the best turn of events, we don't even get the win in the next race. Then it's Bortoleto, our teammate, but it's a 1-2 for Sauber, and it's a second back-to-back 1-2 for Sauber. Then in the following race at the Belgian Grand Prix, this time Hulkenberg does get the second race win of his career. But I just want to remind you, this is what the R&D chart looks like. It is ridiculous that this is how good the Sauber needs to be versus the rest of the grid for it to even be a possibility of a 1-2. That's how awful the car is in the base game and in the game's coding. That's just laughable. And now we get to Monza. It's another 1-2. So now we're hitting a stride. Now we're at a point where we're steamrolling everything, and we're basically looking to claw back all the points we lost in the first few races in order to, you know, possibly get Hulkenberg the championship in the first season of this career experiment, as we've got a change of regulations coming up, and it's going to be no bother for the team that can instantly adapt parts, that has unlimited funds here, and we can just adapt every single upgrade we've got going on and continue the domination from Hulkenberg as he goes to win, and it's another 1-2 for the race weekend for him and Bortoleto in Sao Paulo. And at this point then, after the Brazilian Grand Prix, Hulkenberg is only 25 points off Max Verstappen. He is one race win away from closing up on Verstappen. Obviously, that includes if Verstappen doesn't score points, but he has been scoring points, so it probably will take a little bit longer. But we have got 3 races left in this season: Vegas, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi. Qatar obviously being a sprint round as well, but Sauber leading the Constructors' Championship for the first time now in this season, 9 points ahead of Red Bull. But it's taken a laughable amount of R&D upgrades to even get to that point, simulating through. If anything, this just shows the simulation work maybe needs a little bit of tweaking, to be honest. It always has, you know, needed work, to be honest, for the last, you know, what, 5-6 F1 games really, since they brought simulations in. As we get another 1-2 in Vegas, Hulkenberg and Bortoleto 1-2. Verstappen though finishing P4, so we need a little bit more there. Hulkenberg now 12 points within the driver's title. But at this point now, going towards Qatar, we have now essentially, we're going towards a maxed out car. We're getting the final brake upgrades, but we've got maxed out aero, maxed out powertrain, maxed out durability will go for as well. The last few bits needing to be adapted as well. So we are going to end this season with a maxed out Sauber. So I didn't think this was going to be the case, but in the middle of recording this video, this essentially has turned into, for those of you who are curious, what a maxed out Sauber basically maxes out to in terms of R&D performance chart, but what it drives like, because we are going to drive the last race of this season as Hulkenberg to try and carry him over the line for the World Championship win, as he does win in Qatar without my help. It's another 1-2, Verstappen P4, but the stage is set now for us to take the Drivers' Championship. We're going to be leading now the Drivers' Championship with Hulkenberg, and as I alluded to, as we load in now, it's not quite the Austrian Grand Prix experiment home we have with maxed out cars, but it'll have to do. The ending, the season finale here with a maxed out Sauber, and we are going to take the wheel to see what it drives like at the same time.
Okay, radio check, radio check.
Radio check.
Right, back of the grid. I mean, there is literally only one direction we can go from here, so try and move forward and see if we can get something out of it.
Oh, Mark, I think we're going to be getting a lot more than just getting the maximum out of this. We're going to be getting Nico Hulkenberg a world championship from this race as we go to 5 red lights, and we're underway from the back of the grid in a maxed out Kick Sauber. So this is the worst car on the grid, fully maxed out, versus a grid that's had normal upgrading through this. So we're over a field spread quicker than the next best car, and we're going to see how this thing drives. I mean, already I can feel very, very sensitive, I must say, on the throttle. Like, off the 5 red lights, the power delivery was crazy, and it's so sharp on the front end, but felt very nervous on the rear end, I must say, through some of those high-speed corners. It honestly felt like there was, like, too much speed that the Sauber, like the base Sauber underneath everything, just couldn't handle it. Like, it was like panicking. Like, the car was just there like, we're not meant to be this quick in the corners. We do not have the facilities to handle this. That's how it honestly felt. That's the honestly best way I can describe it. As we now close up to Pierre Gasly and Carlos Sainz going for the double dive bomb. We have so much grip, though, on the entry. So no matter how nervous the car is, it's a case of, if you can tame the beast, this thing is rapid as we go down the inside. And I've got to say, you know, we did obviously the maxed out My Team car a couple of weeks ago on the channel. Be sure to go check that video out if you haven't seen it, by the way. But I must say, this car felt a little bit sharper into the corners than the My Team car. Like, the My Team car just, you know, it was a bit nervy in the same way, but it just didn't feel that electrically quick compared to the cars around this. But this Kick Sauber really did feel it, and this is going to be the best example. Like, look at the confidence we have around the outside of one, maybe 2 cars. Nearly couldn't quite get Hamilton, but we are going to get him now with Norris as well in tandem on the inside. Double pass on the right-hander. And I mean, it might have to do with where the car maxes out. At the end of the video, we're going to just compare where the Kick Sauber maxed out line compares to the My Team car. And maybe, you know, slowly but surely we'll do this for all the cars. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. That'll be something of interest to you guys at home as we make quick work then of Russell Tsunoda. We now have a filthy, filthy dive bomb from so far back on Max Verstappen there. And we came from so far back that I had to actually control the rear end stepping out because the brakes just couldn't handle how far I was coming back from. But we've overtaken Verstappen, the man closest to Hulkenberg in the championship. We aren't going to quite catch up to the 2 Haas cars that have had some unreal upgrading in this late part of the season. So we're not going to even finish on the podium to see out this World Championship. But in a weird way, you know, Hulkenberg in real life had to wait 239 starts even to get on the podium. So it kind of feels weirdly fitting that Hulkenberg here is going to win his first championship off the podium.
Oh man, that's it! It's all over and you are the world champion! What a drive, what a season, well done!
Ciao for now.
And with that, another year of Formula One draws to a close and a new World Drivers' Champion is declared. Another entry added to that prestigious list of the sport's most incredible drivers.
So there we have it. We have upgraded the worst car to a point where we have won the championship with Hulkenberg. And it's really great to see that trophy next to his name there. And for those of you curious here, as I promised, here's the comparison of the My Team car and the Sauber. Maxed out this is. So the Sauber is actually just a little bit below the My Team car in terms of out-and-out performance index on the R&D chart. But as I alluded to in the race, I don't know if it was just placebo, maybe because the base car feels so awful when you drive it normally on F125 that I just felt that way. But I felt like the Sauber actually felt better as a maxed out car than the maxed out My Team. Like, it felt quicker to me, even though technically on paper it doesn't seem like it. And actually, if you look at the 5-lap race here, I didn't even get up to second place versus Bortoletto, but that also just maybe like the AI versus me around Abu Dhabi compared to Austria, who knows. But yeah, intriguing. Let me know if you want me to maybe continue this slowly to max out all the cars and we can get some comparison, or maybe going to do one big comparison in one video. But yeah, that has been this one today, guys. If you have enjoyed it, be sure to hit the like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you're around here, then do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.